Alright guys, so I go to AutoZone because the check engine light on my 1999 Ford Explorer comes on, and when we take it to AutoZone we find it's got an error code for whatever, I don't remember what the error code was, but it comes up as a PCV valve needs to be replaced. So go on YouTube myself, try to figure out what the heck to do to get this thing fixed. Wow. I saw one gentleman who was lifting up this, I guess it was this whole thing right here. I guess I can do it like this. I don't know how to make it look better, but anyway. That's that. And he lifts this whole thing up, so underneath here is where that's supposed to be coming in at. And I don't have my PCV valve right on me. I'll grab it. But I have since then learned that the PCV valve is not anywhere close to underneath the engine here. It is actually in the very back corner. And I'm going to turn the light so that way it can be seen. Right? Well, right there, in the very back, oh, it can even be seen like this. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Get my thing right there. That little stinker. In the very back is where the PCV valve is located. And if I get my flashlight to work a little bit better, it would really help. Anyway, so there's a little hole. Then I will come back. I thought I had to take all this stuff off here. Screws and all that are right sitting right there. That part's there. And I don't know if it actually has to come off to get all the way back to that little position in the very back over there. But just for those FYs, for those who want to do it on their own, this whole thing came up. I had to re-put that back together. Hoses got disconnected, etc., etc. I wish I could make it lighter somehow, make it look better. But just wanted to let you know that on a single overhead cam engine, 4.0 liter, 1999 again, Ford Explorer, the PCV valve is located in the very back, right there, right back there. And it's a booger to get to be honest with you. But once you find it, amen. So, I don't know if that helps anybody or not. I will pause this real quick and let you look at the one. Okay. So anyway, go to Ford Explorer, go to the Ford dealership, and it's like $65 for, we'll put it like this whole cool little assembly. And I decided I would go to AutoZone to get me one of those pieces. As you can tell, not quite, but that's what the forum was saying, how you have to shave things down and possibly heat the centerpiece and make it work. But anyway, if any of you are wondering where in the world the PCV valve is on your Ford Explorer, that is where it's at. It's at the very back. Again, I will see if I can shed some light on it so you can see it better. Alright, shedding some light on this subject, that's better. I guess it would help if I open up my garage door. Anyway, it's that little guy right back there. But when you put this whole system on there, well, it's hard to get to. But anyway, that's where it is. If you go by the front of the engine, it is literally in the very back. If you go by what this says, well, I was completely confused by it, so shows you me. Anyway, just to give you a heads up. Right there. It's dead in the center, the very, very, very back. And then the two hoses come out over here, and then the other one pops out. It goes back over on this little, I can't get my finger right here to that extent. So anyway, for any of you that might have needed some help with it, or were wondering where yours was, maybe that will help you out. Okay, signing out. Alright everybody, well, I'm working on my Ford Explorer. I guess this is probably going to be about the second worst, well, maybe the worst video ever made, but never done this before. I just want to let everybody know what I was trying to do on this thing. I got a Ford Explorer, this XLT. It is a single overhead cam engine. It's a 1999 version. My apologies, this thing is filthy as can be as I try to go around the corner here. I had a check engine light come on my vehicle and trying to figure out what was wrong. Go to AutoZone, do an engine check on it, and I don't remember what the code was, but it came out down to be supposedly a PCV valve was bad on it. So I thought I would try to save me a couple bucks and do it myself. And I came out with watching a couple videos, and they're showing, actually let me do this. I'm going to come back here and open my garage door so we get a little bit more light. Now it's not so loud, and there was light. I'm going to have to pause this a couple of times so I can show you what I figured out. Some people had already taken videos of this thing, and what I thought they had done was they had taken this whole piece off, removed it, because apparently it was down below there, and the sink came up, and there was this tube. Well, they thought it was right there. No, not mine. So I've gone through a lot of extra work. As you can see, I got my bolts and all this crap, well, not crap, all the stuff right there for it. Because I thought I had to disconnect that, to pull that up, to do that, to mess around with there. In the end, I found out that my PCV valve is not anywhere over there. It is actually right there. Unofficially, it is right there. It's actually the left side, that little hole in the hole in there, where there's a thing that comes up, and I'll show you that here in a second. But anyway, that's where it is on my 4.0 liter single overhead cam engine. Engine all that clean, sorry about that, but I'm going to pause it to show you then what I had to do for the rest of everything. Stand by. Okay, apologize for the happy Santa here. Now I'm back. Anyway, the original one that came out, there's a new one I put in. That's AutoZone's version of it. I got it handed to AutoZone for $3 and something. It was a good deal. But to put it in over this, the old one is a piece of plastic. Let me pause again so I can show you that. Alright, back. As you can see here, a little different. Anyway, the one at the Ford dealership, they send you the whole kit with the hose and everything. It's piles, you just pop it out, pull it out, put everything back on brand new. At $70, I decided to hold off on that. Sorry for the distraction of Santa, but I decided to hold off on it. And I found out, using this piece, I'll tell you, the easiest thing I found to do that was to pull this piece off. You had to wiggle a little bit, but it eventually came off. And on this, I just put in a little tiny pot of boiling water. It was in a couple minutes. And this piece literally popped, that one popped on, and hopefully it'll stay on. Like I said, I'm not a professional on this, but it seemed to work for me. So, just letting you know, that's where that went. And this one, this tube right here, will come around to the one left side, and this one will come around to the right side, and it refastens in. So, I think I went through a little bit of overkill. Trying to get to the back, I thought the whole thing just popped off. I thought I just had to pop off the whole air system, and so I could get to that piece, because I thought it was actually underneath it when it's actually in the very back. So if you can get your hands back there in any which way, stand by as I go back there. Yeah, I'm back. If you guys can figure out how to get your hands back behind there, because when this piece goes back into place, there is no room at all. Well, I had to get my knees, I had to literally get up on top of the engine and get back in there, or get whatever I could. to get in there and fit into that little spot back there. But anyway, the one comes out and it pops in right there. And the other one always comes in back around and it hops in right there. And then this one, of course, that goes right in there. But anyway, that's what's going on. I just want to let you guys know because the videos I saw weren't the same as my single overhead cam engine. So I thought if I could help somebody out real quick, there you are. Anyway, getting a little bit of overkill. And if there's anything else I work on this thing and I can help anybody else out with, I'll definitely do it. So, hope it helps. Bye-bye. Alright, so maybe this isn't after the fact, but there's these screws that I need to put that go into each one of those little hole things down there. So I think I made a little bit more work than I needed to, not realizing where my PCV valve was in the very beginning. But anyway, instead of me putting this lovely little guy, my new PCV valve, in the very back, way back there, way back there, can't quite get the picture on it. I'm going to go ahead, because this tubing was a pain in the butt to try to put my new little holes in back there. I'm just going to go ahead and refasten all this stuff back down together and then put this on and then redo everything. And you can see that went back into place there. Nice little seal. I just gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to see. It's good to have schematics at times. I'm going to get all this buckled back down so you can maybe see the final project, but just let you know, it is better for me to put the bolts in there since they're a T-socket. I'm going to put those in there so that way they don't interfere in the back over there, so they don't interfere with these hoses as they go around because it gets really tight back there. But as you can see, if you're able to do it way back there, if you can get your finger in there and get that thing out of there, more power to you. But that's what's going on. So I just can let you know that I think I did it, I shouldn't say backwards, but yeah, all a learning process, all trying to save a couple $100. I don't know if I made my life better or worse, but, well, nothing like a little education in my life. So there you go. Okay, so if you had any wonder as far as how things are supposed to look, there's shiny new PCV valve down there. I did decide to bolt. Oh, I can't see it really, but there's a screw there, screw. Oh, there's some more light. Get back. Anyway, there's a bolt there. There's a bolt underneath that part of the hose, and just bolt, all the way up. Now I gotta refasten everything. So I think I did a little overkill for those of you that are going like, yeah, you do way too much. You don't have to do everything I did. You can actually just, if you get your fingers back there, now that I know where it's located, because in the original I thought it was actually underneath all of this stuff. You had to lift it up. It was actually underneath that. Pull this piece out. On my vehicle, nope, it is not that way. It's simply in the very back. You pull out, pull, pop hose, yeah, and go from there. So, yeah, I guess you live and learn sometime. Anyway, I'll get this all buckled back and learn a little bit more about a Ford Explorer single overhead cam engine. But just let you know, that's how it went back in. It's overall fairly nice and pretty. So, go from there. Hope it helps again. Bye. Okay, well, everything's back on. Best I can show it, I guess. That's there, all hooked up, sealed as best I can. This tube goes underneath, down, below, around, and into there. Oh yeah, I wish that was flexible. That would have been nice. That's back on. That tube's back on. Tubes. Everything's on, including into that piece. Now, before I had switched to PVC valve on, and the engine light was coming on for months. Well, I don't want to say months, for a little while. When the vehicle was sounding like there was a huge issue with the muffler, and now I just tried turning it on a second ago. So I guess I'm going to hold it like this, get into this thing, as nasty as it is. Hopefully it turns on again. Oh, I'm probably going to have to take care of the engine light. The check engine's still going to be on, but everything's coming on. Check gauge, doors ajar, of course. That'll go off, seat belts on. Check gauge is just, it's an old car, so it'll go off eventually when this goes up, the oil pressure goes up. For some reason that engine, the check gauge also goes off. It's kind of weird. But I'm noticing now, I don't hear that horrible sound coming from the muffler anymore. So I hope that was a cure for that. Anyway, I got the car back together and it's actually running. So hopefully I saved myself a couple of dollars, and maybe hopefully we save somebody else a couple of dollars. Anyway, as if I get any more issues are going on, I'll keep recording and do what I can for anybody. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your time.